Apollo 13 came out in 1995 and is about the seventh space mission to the moon. The movie stars Tom Hanks as the mission's commander Jim Lovell, Bill Paxton as the pilot, and Kevin Bacon as the backup pilot. This chosen scene plays early in the film and consists of Jim explaining to his son how the spaceship will get to the moon. Previously, a different team of men were killed in a fire inside the cockpit of their spacecraft due to a few malfunctions. Jim explains that this will not happen again as his wife listens in the hallway.
That's silly. Stars can't fall on us.
Well, you're a smarter kid than I was.
How long will it take you to get to the moon?
4 days. But that's pretty fast. See, this is the Saturn IV-B booster, and it shoots us away from the Earth as fast as a bullet from a gun, until the moon's gravity actually grabs us and pulls us into a circle around the moon, which is called an orbit, right? Fred and I float down the tunnel into this guy, the lunar module. This spidery-looking guy only holds 2 people, and it's just for landing on the moon. And I take the controls, and I steer it around, and I fly it down, adjusting it here, the attitude there, pitch, roll, for a nice, soft landing on the moon. Better than Neil Armstrong. Way better than Pete Conrad.
Dad, did you know the astronauts on the fire?
Yeah, I did. I knew the astronauts in the fire. All of them.
Could that happen again?
Well, I'll tell you something about that fire. A lot of things went wrong. The door. It's called the hatch. They couldn't get it open when they needed to get out. That was one thing. And, well, a lot of things went wrong in that fire.
Did they fix it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We fixed it. It's not a problem anymore.
The original scene starts with Jim's wife getting out of bed to the sound of Jim and his son talking in another room. The audience is given a timestamp in order to signal us that the launch date is close. This helps us understand the anxiety the characters might be feeling at this time. It feels like a countdown. The mother slowly gets out of bed, which helps the audience understand the tone of the scene is calm. We are given a wide shot of the wife and the room while we hear the other 2 talking in the other room, to cue us into the fact that the scene is not about the wife and that she too can hear the conversation. When we see Jim and his son, we see them sitting at a children's table. We get a wide enough shot to show the size difference between the 2. The image of Jim squished into the tiny chair also serves to lighten the mood and depict him as a caring father. The fact that the wife listens from outside the door shows that this is an important moment between Jim and his son. The lighting in this scene is bright, allowing the audience to understand that this is a safe and touching moment. We also get cues from shots of the wife. When Jim is talking about the moon landing, we get small smiles, and when Jim correctly fields a question about the deaths of the previous astronauts, we see a sigh of relief. These mirror the audience's expected reactions to the scene. When the son asks tough questions, we get close-ups of both him and Jim to properly show their emotions. Questions like, "Did you know the astronauts?" and "Will that happen again?" are coupled with looks of calm and understanding. This shows that Jim takes his son's fear seriously. When he explains the problems with the spacecraft, we see him show us on a toy. This works to make Jim's explanation less scary. By the end of the scene, the audience should feel reassured that Jim will be safe and happy that he is such a good father. Here is the edited scene.
How long will it take you to get to the moon?
4 days. but that's pretty fast. See, this is the Saturn IV-B booster, and it shoots us away from the Earth as fast as a bullet from a gun, until the moon's gravity actually grabs us and pulls us into a circle around the moon, which is called an orbit, right? Fred and I float down the tunnel into this guy, the lunar module. This spidery-looking guy only holds 2 people, and it's just for landing on the moon. And I take the controls, and I steer it around, and I fly it down, adjusting it here, the attitude there, pitch, roll, for a nice, soft landing on the moon. Better than the launch. Way better than pecan.
Did you know the astronauts on the fire?
Yeah, I did. I knew the astronauts in the fire. All of them.
Did that happen again?
Well, I'll tell you something about that fire. A lot of things went wrong. The door. It's called the hatch. They couldn't get it open when they needed to get out. That's one thing. And, well, a lot of things went wrong.
A few simple changes have turned this scene from calm and cute to creepy. Without the timestamp in the beginning, we are left without a clue in to why this scene is important. By cutting out the mother getting out of bed, we start with Jim and his son giving us the feeling that this is a conversation she is not meant to hear. The simple color change makes the scene dark. The green tint makes it unnerving. By rearranging the mother's reactions, we are able to control how the audience feels as the conversation goes on. The addition of the theme from Signs makes everything cute and reassuring, creepy, and questionable. Lastly, by showing the accident while Jim explains it, makes it seem like he is telling his son something awful and scary.